Wonderful to have you on Morning Scramble in North Central Arizona. Luanne Castle, she has a debut poetry collection book called Doll God. Nice to have you on with us, Luanne.
Thank you, Sandy.
Beautiful book. I'm loving this. This is your debut, your very first poetry book. You've been writing poetry for a while.
Yes.
All right.
Some of these poems date back starting 20 years ago. Most of them are more contemporary. I've written in the last few years, but I've been working at it a long time, and I'm really glad that it's finally out there.
It's like, ta-da!
Yes.
Well, you see, it's part memoir, part myth, and part tale. So it is a combination of all kinds of things in your life, obviously. Now, why do you call it Doll God?
There's a lot of ways that Doll God manifests itself in the book. It begins with the first poem where a child and her doll are together, and the child starts to get an instinct that she can play God with her doll. Throughout the book, you see Doll God manifesting itself as a way to search for spirituality through dolls and other man-made art, because that's what dolls are art that are made by humans, and through the natural world as well, and the intersection of the two, which I think is, you know, the doll as a way, maybe like a portal into the human heart. So you have the doll, which is art, you have human nature, which is part of nature, and throughout the book, I have the pairing of those two, the man-made creations and the natural world. A lot of the poems have to do with how the past intrudes on the present and does affect how we live.
What was your inspiration for Doll God?
It began as individual poems and these ideas and these feelings filtering into my writing. And as I moved along, I started becoming more and more inspired, really, by dolls. The dolls of my childhood, the dolls of the present. I love to go antiquing, finding dolls, you know, at various antique stores, you know, vintage dolls more so than antique dolls, because they remind me of the previous decades, not only of my life, but of the decades that were just before I was born as well. So the dolls, it was just a natural thing to pull them into my poetry.
You say that the book is also kind of a journey of things lost and found and destroyed. What do you mean?
Well, the whole idea of the past is that we experience loss when we look back at the past, because what we had in the past we no longer have in the present, or at least not in the same way. But as we move forward in life, although we carry the past with us, we're always searching for something that we want to find. And sometimes we find something that's related to something from the past, but sometimes we find something new along the way that we didn't even know we were looking for. So those things I didn't realize until I started, you know, pulling my poems together for the collection, how much that was a part of what I was finding in the poetry.
How about reading us something from Doll God?
Oh, I would love to. Well, I've only lived in Arizona for 8 years, and before that I was in Michigan and then California. So I'll read you one that has to do with my experience of living in Arizona.
Oh, this will be good.
Motion. You step outside to cross the footbridge. Something rustles underneath, determined, stymied. It breaks free. Morning doves take flight, swooping their wings across the powdery sky. Quail bobble away as one rabbit, like a hunched warrior, lifts his head over morning ablutions, then absconds. The breeze surrounds you, only to unwrap and follow the birds. This all happens in one easy-to-miss instant. Inside your skin, your body departs with them. All of you linked together.
Beautiful. Well, what do you want people to get out of Doll God, Luanne?
I want people to understand that, and the book has a lot of losses in it. There's loss of two of my cousins are in here. But there's also a lot of things that are found in here, and a lot of beauty that I see in the world around me all the time. And that's what I want people to get out of it, that it's okay to take a look at the losses, examine them, incorporate them into your life and who you are, but also to take the beauty along with it and to not forget those things.
Got to take it all, the good and the bad as well.
That's right.
Well, beautiful. Doll God is out, and you can find this where?
Amazon.
Nice.
Best place, yes.
Worldwide, Amazon.com.
Yes, exactly.
Luanne Castle, congratulations on Doll God, your very first debut poetry novel.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me, Sandy.
Thanks for joining us.